Al professor Dowidar dell'Università di Alessandria di Egitto io chiederei, diciamo, come viene vista, l'Egitto sta vivendo una fase sociale e politica molto particolare, e come viene vista la cooperazione dall'Egitto, diciamo, la cooperazione con l'Europa, con l'Europa.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Thank you, Mr. President. I would be grateful if you permit me to start my talk with a sincere thanks to the Observatory of Economic and Finance to have given me this pleasure occasion. If you kindly, first to meet with pleasure the friendly members of the meeting, second to benefit from the views exchanged in our meeting. If you permit me, Mr. President, to deal with a wider idea concerning our meeting, I would say that whatever a specific topic under discussion in this meeting raises an understanding of the general framework within which our views will be expressed, economically speaking. On a worldly scale, it is the international capitalist economy. Through a specific phase of its development, the so-called the phase of globalization. And it is a word, in my opinion, a very tricky word, which belongs more to the ideology than to the scientific domain. It might have different meaning from the viewpoint of the class analysis. On the temporal scale, this international economy is in general in crisis, I would say, since the 60s of the 20th century, or at least in the 70s of the 20th century, with its wide explosion through the real estate credit crisis in the U.S. economy in 2007. A crisis which raises different methods of understanding. Is it a financial crisis, or a more general covering the real economy too, or a cyclical crisis? Is it a structural crisis, or finally, is it a historical, secular crisis of the whole capitalist mode of production? In a narrower space scale, it is the Mediterranean basin, with its north, mainly capitalist development economies, with different specificities between east of Europe and the west the north of Europe and its south, which is tightly Mediterranean, geographically and historically. This south of Europe, the south of the Mediterranean basin, which Churchill called the soft belly of Europe, is mainly composed of societies becoming through the mainly composed of societies becoming through the recent history of the world capitalist underdeveloped economies, although at least some of them were the forerunner in the historical process of the industry of civilization. On the area where both the north of Europe and the south meets without water, that is to say, in the east of the Mediterranean basin, we have a specific region because a specific reason, in the sense that it is a region where all sorts of differences exist. It was the berceau of three important world religions. It contains on the same white scarcity of water and abundance of oil. In this sense, what I would like to say that all this creates from the basin of the Mediterranean a very specific geopolitical area, which in my opinion must be very well studied in order to be able to study the different smaller or more issues. We have on the whole a basin which represents the meeting point of three continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa. Europe, Asia, and Africa. Anyhow, I will be. And on the area where both are meeting, we have this. All this, Mr. President will impose on us the necessity of studying a geopolitical map further. In terms of development privileges, the Asian Middle East has the birth of the three religions. The African South has the basin has the scarcity in water and the abundance in oil. In Europe, we have the scarcity of oil and the abundance of water. Such wide and thick framework for the discussion of any specific simple topic should be clearly envisaged in order to achieve appropriate and workable conclusion. Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you for your nice attention.